Hi and welcome to my greenhouse. It's towards the end of May now, so early summer, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what's happening in the greenhouse with the Sarracenias. So compared to my previous video, where all these guys were flowering really beautifully, pretty much every single flower now is over. So now they are just left with the seed pods. All the petals have dropped. They still look really pretty. People are really quite taken with these when they see them. They think actually this is actually the flower. There are a rare few that still have the petals. Some of the Rubra have still got a few. There's an Orophelia. So there's still a few, but the vast majority now are, all the flowers are over, which is a bit of a shame. But they don't last very long, but they are really pretty. I did do some cross-pollination, hence why some of these flowers have got ticks on the back of them, so I can identify which flower is being pollinated with which. So yeah. But now you can start to see actually the foliage. So earlier, when all the flowers were out, most of the foliage was sort of fairly new, sort of fairly young stuff like this. Not very great, not very big. So now you can start to see actually some of the foliage coming through and some of the colours. So this is one of my old Morris. I suspect she's got some leucophyllum at some point. She gets really nice, gets really quite tall, can get to about 33 inches. Here's a beautiful Leuco red tube, Flytrap purpurea. Now this tube is absolutely gorgeous. The lips and the actual whole tube will darken down even further as she gets more sun in the summer. As you can see here, she's been attacked by at least one wasp. Rather than just chewing one hole to get out, it's decided to chew two, which is really rather annoying. There's another one. You can actually see they've actually both started to feed really quite well, and actually some of the traps are getting a bit brown already. So further back, that one there is a Adrian Slack hybrid. I can't remember quite what that one is now. I've got some other ones I bought recently. I've got a really nice green leucophylla at the back there, which I'm really quite pleased with. That one's actually got a yellow flower, interestingly. Here we've got Flava rubicorpora crossed with a Lata red lid. She's actually facing a bit the wrong way here. But she's got a beautiful, again, beautiful red picture, and the veining in the lid is really quite stunning. There's another one. This is one of my old Morris. Different Mori to the other one. This one's got quite a wavy lid. This one here is my Flava rubicorpora purple tube. That one's just coming out. But again, she's got a beautiful purple tube that again darkens as the summer goes on. This is one which is now got much more open lid, and again the veining on these is absolutely stunning. There's one of my Flavolata red lids. Again, this one will darken down, so the throat will become really dark red, as will the inside of the lid. That's my Mori Joanna Bullock. She looks really beautiful, really dark purple around the pinch of the throat and the back of the neck there. And the veining is really deep and dark. It's really pretty, that one. Let's see if we can get in and show you my purpurea. She's nestling at the front here. There's my purpurea. She's got some beautiful veining on her traps. Most of those beautiful veining ones, the green traps that are veining, they're probably this year's, and some of these darker ones will be last year's. I mean, you can cut them off, but I think it's a real shame because actually she keeps her traps really nicely from one year to the next. They'll last at least a couple of years. Unlike most of the other Sarracenas, which will, you know, every picture is pretty much replaced every year. We'll another wander around. So we've got a bunch of Orphelia. Again, this has got a really nice veining on her. I think this might be the heavily veined one I've got. Sometimes they start off veined like this, and then the lips go a deep red colour, look really pretty. She's got a nice yellow flower. Got a Gesthatipsopa coming at the back there. What else have we got? Here's one of my rubras. She's still got a couple of flowers. They're mostly going over now. And she's beginning to put some new growth up. She's actually quite slow this year. And her old growth from last year is actually now finally to die off. It's actually been really pretty up till now, so that's last year's. And even last year's for rubra actually maintains itself really quite nicely. That's another purple tube. I think this one here with the veining, that is my Flava Broadwalk, if I remember rightly. Looks really pretty. Some really stunning ones I've got here. This is my Kimber Red Ruffles, and she's absolutely got a stunning lid to her picture there. It's a deep browny bronze colour. It's absolutely huge as well. And again, the veining in the lid and down the throat is absolutely stunning. And there's an even bigger one back there. There's two back there that are absolutely huge. I mean, the lid, completely dwarfs the opening. I mean, some lids are just enough to cover it, but this totally dwarfs it. I mean, the lid is probably about 3-4 times the area, the opening. Another Lata red lid. Another Leuco red tube, Flytrap purpurea. Some more of my Morris. That's one of my big tall Morris. Looking quite nice. Some of my old Morris. Then we're moving over to another big bunch of Orphelia here. A few more Flavolata red lids. Another Flavolata red lid there. And then we get into some more of my, again, tall Morris. Back here we've got some of my Leucophillas. This particular one gets really quite small traps early on the season. Very dainty, very small, probably about the size of my little finger. But they become much bigger later on the season. And then back in here is mostly, again, Rubra golfensis. So yeah, we come across, got some trays of ones I've been dividing. So we've got another Flavolata red lid. Like I say, that will darken down really nicely later on. That'll be a Flava of some description. In fact, that's actually Flavolata red lid. So that's her flower. That's an Alata flower, really white. That's actually now just about gone over now. We've got a few Alatas back here. Got a tray of ones I bought online recently. I didn't need any more Sarracenas, but I saw them, I quite fancied them. So this is a Flava all red. So I'd love to see that when she's open. I think this is a Rubicorpora, looking really nicely. I got myself some more and different Leucos. There's a little Leuco here. That's really beautiful. And this is bigger actually than my other ones. A few of these have actually still got flowers, so some really pretty flowers here. Most of these are actually going over. This is actually a Brooks hybrid. This is another Leuco cross, just come out. And this is one called Dixie Lace. I'm not entirely sure of the cross on that one. Some others of my old ones, or actually some seedlings I've been bringing along. This one's actually huge. I think this has probably got some Catespia in it somewhere. This is another Rubicorpora. I think this is the giant red one. So again, this looks absolutely stunning. This is actually another Leucocross. Looks very much like some of my old Morris, or Mori crosses, I believe. So I probably definitely have some Leuco in there somewhere. And now we get on to some of the trays of seedlings I've been gradually potting up. Mixed variety in here, from Alata Red Lids to also my own crosses of, I think this is probably a minor, yeah, this is a minor cross with Rubra. So she's got a lovely sort of covered lid with minor, but the veining is absolutely stunning from Rubra. It looks really, really nice. I should be keeping that one. There's another one. Persuade it to focus. There we go. Yeah, the veining is just so Rubra, but the covered lid there is very much minor. There's a few others. Oh, we've got a bumblebee here. Oh, be careful, mate. Don't fall in there. That, I think, again, is a Catespii. I keep getting a lot of these where they're all seedlings, but they've all come out differently. And I keep looking at them going, oh, I like that one. And keep marking the label as do not sell, do not get rid of, just because of the veining. But the bumblebees do love them. I have to keep hoiking the bumblebees out, unfortunately. This, I think, is also another Rubicorpora. You can see the snail trails or the slug trails on top of them sometimes. My little other purpurées are doing really nicely, as are my all green purpurée. So this couple of pairs here, and there's one in the other tray, is an anthracene free one. It looks really beautiful. Again, there's another big Catespii there. Actually, that could be Pyrophilia, I'm not sure. Look at the label. My Sarracenia is doing really well this year. I fed her last year, or I gave lots of crawly bugs last year, and she's really put loads of growth on, has some really beautiful traps, and she's getting some nice ones this year. And this is the first time she's flowered, so I'm really excited. And the downside is that I don't think I've actually got anything else left to cross her with, so everything else is pretty much finished flowering now. Speaking of flowers, this is a really dark one I showed in a short recently. It's much darker than actually the camera shows here. But this came from another cross where I did a cross of Charlesoni crossed with Rubra. I think Charlesoni is also a Rubra cross. But again, it's got beautiful dark red pictures from Charlesoni and the beautiful dark red veining of Rubra, really showing through nicely there. That's also going to be kept. Get some other little Catespii crosses here. Like I say, these are a variety of crosses from a whole bunch of little seedlings I had. Some have done really well, some are actually massive, others are still, you know, this sort of size, 4 or 5 inches, whereas others are, you know, like that one there, absolutely huge. And again, this is another one of something out of all those seedling crosses, but again, it's just come out really beautiful. I think this is my Alata Black Tube, if I remember rightly. Looks really nice. Got a nice dark lid there. Speaking of seedling, here's my other purpurées, and back here is my other all green one, which looks really nice. And while I'm back here, here's some seedlings from sown at the beginning of January 2023. They're actually doing really nicely. Some are up to about 2-3 inches tall now. Doing really nice. Actually, actually doing much better than the ones from the previous year, which some of these are still quite titchy. These old seedlings, sometimes they can take ages and ages and ages to come up. In fact, this is this year's that have just sprouted pretty much. They can take a long time to come up, but then they get to a certain size where they're just big enough to catch something, and then they absolutely shoot off and suddenly become massive, just where they've got enough size to them actually to catch enough prey to give them that bit of a growth spurt. Here's my Drosera capensis. They're looking a bit sad at the moment. I don't quite know what has happened to these. They're sort of browned on the tips. I've never really had that happen before. Sometimes on the flowers are browned. I've sometimes seen it when it's been really stinking hot, but normally they are really tolerant to being really hot in my greenhouse. They don't seem to mind. It's happened a bit also to the Alba. Again, they have just browned on the tip, and I don't quite know why. Some are fine, but some have got a bit brown. If any of you's got any suggestions as to why, that'd be really interested to know. Other ones like Binata T-form, I think this has actually got some multiform in it based on the number of branches I've got here. They just seem to absolutely adore it this hot in my greenhouse and don't seem to care how hot it gets. In fact, I think the hotter the better they like it. Little random ones there. But yeah, the Cataspi don't seem to be enjoying it at the moment for some reason. Let me try and show you the Cobra Lilies, Darlingtonia. So Darlingtonia are back here behind all the other ones. As I said before, they seem to actually quite like it back here. They enjoy it a little bit cooler. Not quite such bright sun. But yeah, they're doing really, really well back here. Some nice new growth coming. What else can I show you in here? That's probably pretty much it. Let me just show you the overflow, which I got on some benches outside. Bear with me, back in a moment. Here's the overflow benches outside. It's about 9 trays on these. This is a variety of seedlings. It's quite breezy outside, hopefully it's not making the audio too bad. Got a variety of different ones here, some quite tall ones. I can't remember all of these crosses, but we've got some favourites like Flytrap and Darlingtonia. Actually, have been doing so well. Again, they have suffered a bit. They've been rather overeating. I think it's also not helped by the fact that when it rains, the flies tend to rot a bit. I've got a load of rubras in here that are just flowering at the moment, but haven't really put much foliage up. And again, we've got a load of elatas back here. The yellow pitcher, the Flytrap red lid. Again, a bit of overfeeding here. Probably moths. I think this is one of my old ones. Nice dark red flower here. Not quite sure what this one is in terms of its heritage and its parentage. It's one I've had a very long time. But the pictures come out really nice and red when it's outside, but the inside is really quite a light colour. I actually really quite like this one. Again, we got might be a Jethatitsopa. We do have some Jethatitsopas coming up here. Got some with their flowers not quite open yet. Some of their flowers coming over. A variety of ones here. Again, this is sort of the overflow of all the seedlings I've been potting up. Some nice Jethatitsopas coming up there. Some more crosses. It's a bit breezy at the moment outside, so I've actually been round taking some of the flower heads off, and I've actually tied those 3 together. Seems a shame to cut the flowers off, but on occasions they've actually been pulling the plants out of the compost. More a lot of red lids. And again, a few more here. While we're outside, I'll nip down to the patio and show you how my planter's doing down there. I'll back in a moment. Okay, here we're on the patio. Here's my planter, my bog garden. So again, we've got a nice purpurea here, which has got a beautiful set of flowers up at the moment. Being outside, they're a little bit behind the ones in the greenhouse. So these have only recently been flowering, but she's looking absolutely beautiful. I cannot remember this cross. I think it's one of the ones that I've got in the greenhouse. It's probably either Catespiae or a Puriphilia. It's got quite a nice sort of, almost like salmony yellow coloured petals on that. Again, this one's actually starting to go over, but these other two are still quite nicely out. The Venus flytraps are coming up nicely around the pitchers on Purpurea. Purpurea's being a bit of a bully here. I'm going to have to probably take some of these older traps off just to give the pitcher plants a little, so the Venus flytraps a bit more space. We've got a bit of a Alata there, an Alba there, a Capensis. There's actually a Binata as well. They survived. They've been frosty quite badly, and that one down there, the red one, Capensis, has survived. Again, it's being a bit bullied out by some of these other ones. So this big mass here is all Githatitsopa, which is really taking over. I mean, this whole area around here is Githatitsopa. We've got my Mori at the back here. These are all over in the greenhouse. This is the one with the massive sort of flouncy red flowers. Some of these are actually now showing a lot of damage from the rain and actually quite over. But again, the traps are starting to come up. This one was starting to develop really nicely, and I found it was all holed and it was curled over and there was a bloody caterpillar eating it. So and there's Orophilia. Again, she's still got some flowers out, a bit behind on the patio, but all doing really nicely. So yeah, that's looking really good. So I'll just take you back to the greenhouse. Just thought I'd actually ask the collective of you guys what you might think this is. So I've had a few of these little flowers or these little plants come up in some of the compost and the seedlings. It could be Utricularia, but I don't know. I mean, it certainly was not intentionally bought as such and grown as such. It is literally just in the peat compost. Has come up there. So if anybody's got any ideas as to what that could be, because there's no visible leaves on the surface, it's just this little yellow flower. So yeah, do leave a comment if you happen to know what this could be, because I'd be really interested if anybody's got any ideas on this one. Oh, bit windy. Back to the other plants. So back in the greenhouse, I think I missed showing you some of the Venus flytraps I've got up here. These are the last remains of what I used to have. I've been trying to recover, given that the other year pretty much every single one of these died. I had about 200 previously, and they all died in a sort of -8 degree frost. Certainly found out that they don't like it that cold. So yeah, that's what I've got going on in my greenhouse. Hope you enjoyed the tour around. Do leave a comment if you like this, and give me a thumbs up, and think about subscribing to my channel. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you soon later.